If you're easily offended, this channel ain't for you. Trust me. Okay, more Harbor Freight wrenches. These were on sale for ITC price was like $9. They were $8.99. So I got them. I don't know if these gear wrenches are any good or not. Yeah, for a lifetime warranty, we're trying to find out. Get you in the shade again. All right. Need an extension. I happen to have. Look at that. Just like it was made for right there. Last one. So in order for me to ground this, and I'll test it with a millimeter first, but I just put a regular nut behind the nylock nut because I have plenty of bolt left, and then run all my grounds to the eyelet, into an eyelet, and it attaches, and tighten it down with the regular nut. But there we go. Ain't going nowhere. I like it. Well, I'm back. Looks like I forgot to hit record again. So what I've been doing here is cutting all my wiring off. As you can see, I soldered it last time, but I'm getting it ready to drill holes in here on both sides so I can put rubber grommets in it and run the wiring through. It's boring stuff. I don't want to bore you with it, but that's what I'm up to. So I'll bring you back when I'm done and when I get ready to connect up all my wiring. Well, damn, you would think I'd remember to take and push record. I forgot again. I went to take this marker light off, and the screws wouldn't come out. So I took a hammer and a chisel. I chiseled that one off without a problem. It was sitting in here just like this. I came to this one, put the chisel in that corner and hit it, and it broke off. Yeah, that's some quality welds right there. So I guess we'll put the corner light right there. Let's get it out and see what we end up with right there. Can you guys see that? Oh yeah, there we go. That real quick. Yes, again, cheap Harbor Freight light bulb, but I don't care. It's just got to be seen. You know, I'll mount that thing right there. Drill me a hole behind it. Let that let them wires go out. And tie it into my existing wiring. Let's see how that goes. Pencil. Let's see, how do I want that? Let's put that. Can we put it right there? I don't see why we can't put it right there. Let's center it up on that. Somewhere's close. We'll earball that one. There we go. Got my two holes. Don't think those will take 1/4 inch. But my machine screw set I got, it's got 1/4 inch machine screws in it. So maybe, but it won't. But it will take number 10 machine screws. Yep, sure does. So we'll number 10 machine screw it. I'll have to get some more number 10 nylocks, but that's okay. We can do that because we're good most of the time. And if you look, you'll see that the white wire right here, that is your ground. And that ground is not big enough to go through a number 10 machine screw. Well, God, it is. Barely. We'll make her work. We'll fix it. Now, number 10 machine screw. If I remember right, that was 3/16. What did I do with the drill? Oh, there it is. Now let's make sure the screws fit. Barely. They'll fit now. Now all my screws fit. Yep. Okay. Now somewhere in the middle here, I gotta have a spot for 2. So if you look right here, these little black lines line up with the holes. So I'm gonna mark it down the middle right there, and I'm gonna drill me about a 1/2-inch hole right there for those 2 wires to go through. And we'll be golden. Oh wait, I need my pencil first. Okay, line them up, line them up. And somewhere about right there. That's gonna be close. Hey, we can do that. Now, there it is. Let's see how this one works. I will do this in 3 steps. I'll take a drill bit, about 3/16 size drill pilot hole. We'll go all the way up in the index on that, whatever row that 3/16 bit is in. I will take the biggest bit there and I will drill a hole. I'll go up to the next one, take the biggest bit, drill the hole. Go to the last one, which is 1/2 inch, and drill that hole. Now here's my 3 steps. Well, 4. 3 steps for government education. Beautiful, Clark. That's the drain hole. It goes to the bottom. There we go. Now we want the screw. Go in there. Come on. Thank you. We want this screw. Hey, the hole's lined up. What'd you know? Almost like we planned it or something. There we go. Yeah, we'll get this nut up in there. That might be fun. Maybe not impossible, but fun. All right. Got that one started. There we go. All right. That ain't going nowhere. Don't look too bad. I guess I have to do the other 3. I don't want to or nothing, but yeah. Now, where's that 3/16 bit? So. see here. Can I do that? Maybe. That might just work. I'll show you in a minute what I did. So I'm gonna get under here and show you what I've done. Okay. So what I did, I can run that nut all the way back out to the end of the screw out here. Put this on right behind it and used it to pull the bolt tight. That nut will hold the light in place. The next nut I put on here will hold this to ground. Now I have to do is run this to my taillight wire, which I'm gonna have to lengthen, but ain't gotta go far. There we go. Now you know what I know. Okay, so I now have the green wire, or I now have the taillight wire hooked up. I got the ground done. We should be good on this side. Now to replicate that on the other side, we should be okay. And then I got to find the orange ones to put up front. Maybe not this time, but it's coming. Just not this time. Anyway, I think we're going to about call this one a day. She's getting really good and hot out here. And it's about time for a good cold adult beverage. See you tomorrow. Welcome back to Never Regret Projects. My name is John, and we are back today on trailer. Get the light on. I got it wired. Debating what I'm going to do with those. I have plans for those, but not today. I painted in here. I pulled the license plate out and painted in there. My license plate light's in there. I just don't have it hooked up yet. I've put plywood, my first piece of plywood down. I cut them last night, marked them, drilled them, tapped them, and put them down to hold that in place. Got to do that on this side, but I have too much stuff here, so for the moment I'm not. Off camera I did a bunch of work. Yeah, I know. It's just like not turning the camera on and recording at all, but hey, we do what we do. I put a semi-style turnbuckle right there. And we'll put a matching one on this side. It's not finished. I've still got it welded in place. But I've been working on this morning. This piece was here. I just cut it off. Now I'm grinding this down flat so it'll sit flat against that plate. I'm gonna drill a hole in it here. A half-inch hole. Match it up over there. Drill that one out. Or is it on this end? I think it's on this end. Anyway, it's on one of the two ends. I'm going to drill it, put a bolt in it, and hold it in place, and then weld it. Because, yeah, it sits that way. And then I'll have two of those on the front for permanent. I have the straps already. Be surprised what you find down on the highway. And yes, both of those I found on the highway along with straps. So sometimes it pays to stop and pick stuff like that up. I'm gonna put the license plate back on. I'm gonna hook up that license plate light. I have the fittings in my hand to do that with. Ignore the butt connector. I don't know why it's in my hand. I have the fittings to do that with so I can hook my ground up. And I'll be back when I'm done with that. One other thing I want to say that I forgot was whoever the idiot was, and I mean idiot, that decided that the ground wire on LED lights has to be white, needs slapped. Okay, if you got a single bulb light or even a double bulb light, use the colors that are supposed to be there. Black in automotive is ground, not white. In automotive, white is a power, most times. So, who thought that was a bright idea? I don't know, but probably some Chinese guy. Let's go put a license plate back on before I drive off and forget it again. Since I'm going out of state, it's probably more important that I have it than I not have it. All right. Yeah, the license plate's on for the last time. Unless somebody offers me more money than the trailer's worth. That's staying right there. All right. And yeah, I got a second one. Because they're cheap, they work, and I'm cheap. I think I've had these in this box. I buy them when they're on sale. So I've had these in this box for a little bit now. I think I bought these over a year ago. But hey, they last, especially when you're not using them. Let's put them to use, shall we? I think we shall. Now my extension cord does only have one outlet on it, so I do have to unplug one at a time. You can only run one at a time. Oh well. It works for now. There's sparks all over that. Complain about cheap tools all you want. Don't tell me cheap tools don't work, because they do. They work great. I've bought brand new DeWalt's, I've bought brand new Milwaukee's, I've bought brand new Ryobis, I've bought brand new Makita's right out of the box that don't work. Yeah, you can take them back. I live 70 miles well, no, 70 miles one way from the closest place that sells name brand tools. I live 90 miles away from Harbor Freight. I have yet to have to take a brand new tool out of the box back to Harbor Freight. Now, that's not to say I haven't warrantied a tool from Harbor Freight, because I have. If you've bought tools from Harbor Freight, you have warrantied a tool. It happens. And they honor their warranty. They're great with them. They don't ask questions. You got a receipt, it's on the computer, away you go. So, it works. I can't say that I won't buy 4 of these that would have lasted the lifespan of a DeWalt. But 4 of those compared to the price of a DeWalt is still half the damn price of a DeWalt. Am I really out anything? Not really. So you do you, I'll do me, and it will work. I'm not saying you have to buy cheap tools. I'm not saying you have to buy quality tools. I am not saying you can't buy middle of the road tools. You do you. And as long as it works for you, that's all that matters. Okay? Don't have to worry about peer pressure running you into the store to go buy the yellow tool or the orange tool or the red tool. You do you. Okay? I work my tools. Should I be buying better tools? Probably. Am I gonna buy better tools? Not at this point. I don't have the money for it. These do the job. Enough of the rant. Back to work. So, I saved you the monotony of grinding that all down nice and smooth, getting it ready for paint, or getting it ready to weld.
So that's going to be the top side, and I'm going to drill a hole right there. I'm going to drill a hole about right there for a 1/2 inch bolt. I'm going to go up to the front of the trailer. We'll mark that spot out. I'm going to re-drill it. Then we'll put the 1/2 inch bolt on. We'll bolt it on like we did the other one. And then I am not welding it with the welder that I have. I have a buddy that's got a stick welder who said anytime I need to borrow it, I can. So I'm going to go over there once I'm done with all the wiring and done with the plywood. I'm going to go over there and use his welder and weld these good and solid, because these ain't coming off. These can't come off. And no, I'm gonna do this one right. It needs a really good weld. Unlike the hay trailer I did, that thing is good enough. This good enough doesn't count. This has got to be right, because I plan on putting, well, I'm going to save the surprise. I plan on putting about 5,000 pounds of weight on this thing. So yeah, I want to be able to tie it down good and tight, and I need the tie down spot. I've got some D-rings to add to it, so I can, or to add to the trailer, so I've got other spots to attach hooks, and we'll see how that goes. Sorry about that phone call. Now back to what I was doing, wiring, because everybody loves electrical. Not. What do you do with those pieces? That's a good question. Oh, there they are. All right, so I need anything. All right. So let's fix electrical now. Now that I have everything I need to do it with, unlike last time. Okay. This slow fucker. All right, they're beautiful. Or just simply beautiful. Love it when the plane comes together. It has all the wiring re-hooked back up. I still have to get the light for the other side because I do not have that. I couldn't find it. Beautiful. Okay. Now my grounds are grounded. I gotta fix that. All right, so let me bring you over here and show you what's going on. All right, so what's going on? I put a P-clip to hold the wire up so it doesn't rub nothing. I got to solder that connection, but that's okay. I put a rubber through the frame there. I put a rubber through the frame there, ran the wires through. I got to solder that connection. Now this piece of pipe that transports all my wiring to the front of the trailer just sits there and bounces. We're going to solve that. I'm going to use some wire, and I'm going to tie that up right straight to this floor right here. That should hold perfect. Let's see how that works. So, yeah, baling wire. Nice, strong, sturdy, works really well. This should hold it up just fine. And I did it in the low spot, so even if a tire or something runs over it, it's not going anywhere. That can't bounce up and down anymore. If it breaks, I've got more. Oh wait, there we go. So I did that in the low spot right there. That can't bounce up and down anymore. I doubled it up, just twisted on the bottom side. So everything's out of the way. If something runs over it, big deal. I can throw a piece of wood over top of it. It won't hurt it. It won't drag it. That should work. That should work really well. And it keeps it up out of the way. Now, I still have to drill 2 holes on that side, run rubbers, and redo the wiring. Don't know if I'm going to do that this trip or not, but hey, I should. Whether I do or not is another story, but I should. I'm thinking for right now, I'm going to clear that section off, throw it out of the piece of plywood I got cut right there, and drill and tap some damn holes. Put my piece of plywood down here, drill and tap it, and bolt it. I got this piece done. Almost baby butt smooth right there, baby. I cleared off the bottom so we could weld it. I cleared off the top so we can weld it. Cleared off the sides. That should be good. So now I just got to drill the 1/2 inch hole in that. That son bitch was on good. Whoever welded that didn't want it to come off.
1 out of 4 ain't bad.
1 out of 5. What are you talking about? Those 4 lights weren't held on worth a damn. One hit with the hammer and they all fell off. At least I had to cut that with the grinding disc all the way across the top. I had to cut that with the grinding disc all the way across the top, and look, it still pulled the damn steel off of it when I broke it. But yeah, that's cut. And then beat it with a hammer, so back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and break off. But that one will sit nice and it'll look really good on that side. That one is tweaked a little bit. So I'm gonna have to do in it when we take it over and weld it. I'll probably take it with you, and I'll probably go over this afternoon. I need to undo that bolt on the bottom, take my C-clamp and pull that top in, weld it, then tighten that bolt up and just flatten it out as best I can that way. But between the weld and the bolt, it'll go. It should work just fine. And I think the two, when we cut those 2 up there,
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to cut 16-inch wide like those are, or 18-inch wide, and put them on there like the same way. That way they match. And I'll have to deal with finding the center line and figuring out where I got to drill and tap and all that. I think that will work out. So, oh shit, I was going to get a drill bit. Oh wait, I got more drill bits. I did buy one. I bought a set. Me and the audience, while you were gone, had a discussion about cheap tools and why we buy them.
You can buy and replace a bunch of cheap tools before you buy an expensive one.
Well, 4 of those is half the price of a DeWalt, corded DeWalt. And 4 of those will last about as long as a corded DeWalt will. Why buy a corded DeWalt?
Yeah.
I spend half the money and there you go. Especially if I wait for them to be on sale and just put them up on the shelf. I've got 2 more brand new in a box yet. The same damn things up on the shelf. When one of these burns up, because now I'm down to 2, so now I'll start watching them to be on sale. When they're on sale for 10 bucks again,
Yeah.
I'll go buy 3 or 4 more, throw them up on the shelf with them. And when they burn out, I got replacements. Who cares?
Yeah, 10 bucks a piece.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's like a sore Peter. You can't beat her.
You could try.
Well, I wouldn't, but hey, you can do what you want, man. Okay, enough of the shenanigans and the bullshit. Get this done. So I went to Tractor Supply this morning and bought some bolts. They're 1/2 inch bolts for the tractor tie down. So I told you guys yesterday Told you guys yesterday that that marker light right there, and I took it off with the chisel real easy. Well, all 4 of these came off the same way. They were barely held on. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad I got rid of them now. And it looks better. Oh, plywood. Squirrel! I got distracted. If I did this right, and I know I did. There we go. All right. Drill. Alright, what did I do with them? There they are. 1/4 tap. Use a 13/64 drill bit. I think that's the recommended size. I have the recommended size, so there we go. I used the recommended size. But 13/64 will not allow the drill bit to go, or my 1/4-inch bolt go through the plywood. So get a bigger hole and drill that one out. And the way I do this, and it didn't work over there, I don't know why I'm doing it the same way. I will tap this hole, I will put a bolt in it to hold the plywood in place. Now we'll go drill another hole. I will tap it. I will put a bolt in it to hold it into place. That side then into place. And I will do this 2 more times until I have all 4 holes. Each one I keep adding the bolt. And when I went to put that back on yesterday, or this morning, after I went and got new bolts because I didn't have bolts long enough to fit it, it didn't fit. I had to re-drill all the damn holes. I don't know what happened. But let's hope I have better luck today than I had yesterday. Yes, I am doing these dry. It is just the way it is. And for those of you that don't know, you go about a 1/4 turn. You'll feel it get tight. You back it off a 1/4 to 1/2 a turn, and then you go back. Once it gets tight, go back. Always go back at least a 1/2 a turn. I try to anyway. And that breaks the thread, the little metal shaving that you're making out of the hole, and allows the tap to go down easier. If you don't, you will break that tap. And removing a broken tap is not a fun job. I would have left, if I break it, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to buy another tap and drill a different hole. Just because they're that big a pain in the ass to remove. There we go. Now, when you can run it like this, that hole is tapped out the way it's supposed to be. You should have absolutely no problems putting a bolt in there or taking a bolt out of that hole
at that point. And we have pretty threads. Now, bolt. Shit, forgot flat washers. We'll get some flat washers. All I do, just started a couple of threads. That allows it to be lined up. Now, I'll line up. I know you can't see what I'm doing. So what I'm doing, lining this edge up with the outside edge of this tube. The outside edge of this tubing right here, this frame rail. So that this wood sits on that, and I've got a good 2-inch overlap here that I'm drilling and tapping into, and this is 1/4 inch angle, so that's good. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. Back to your little cubby hole in the shade, because the camera don't like to work when it gets hot. I've had this tap and die set, and this is an American tap and die set, or SAE, not metric. Goes all the way up to 1 inch. I think it might go a little bigger than 1 inch. I don't remember. I know it goes up to 1 inch. I bought it from Harbor Freight over 10 years ago. And it works. It has worked for me for a long time. In theory, this should fit. Let's see what reality says. Okay. Started. That one started. That's awesome. Hey, 3 started. That's better than I had this morning. Crap, they all might start. Do the ones that are. I'm just tightening these so that it holds plywood to the expanded steel. There we go. She's on solid. She'll do exactly what I want it to do. So the reason for the boards, and I will be putting 2 up front, it's not when the sun's out like this. The reason for the boards, so that when the tire sits here on a full-size vehicle, it spreads the load out between the frame rails and doesn't stretch this expanded steel. You can see in several places where the expanded steel has been stretched because of stuff sitting on it. Most things don't go in the center, and if I start getting narrow stuff, then I'll probably put in a piece down the center on the sides so that it can sit on it instead of just down straight on expanded steel. But for what I'm going to go pick up, it's full size. I need these. So far, so good.